right, guys, welcome back, everyone, and thank you for watching and subscribing to the show. And for those of you that haven't, please do. We enjoy doing this, and we would like to continue. So please, please, please do so. If you don't, I'll assume you hate us. All right? And if you do, please comment and tell us why. Or do as you want. We do live in America still. So
this isn't a dictatorship at all.
It's kind of your choice. But saying that, let's go to the intros of our team here today because, you know, it's Call Off Wednesday. And as always, you have my second host of the show, and that is Mr. Wheels.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's going to be a good show.
The enthusiasm.
What a good intro. I see his energy levels are just as high as mine.
They'll get high.
Obviously not even somewhat comparable. So
you had energy drink.
I know. I'm on like the 5th energy drink today. Let's get into this. Johnny, welcome to the show also, buddy.
How's it going? I'm always happy to be here.
All right. So that being said, there's going to be a few things we're going to talk about today. We are going to have a few conversations about what's going on in the world of Lamar Jackson. We're going to have a few conversations about what's going on in the world of the front office of the NFL and some rule changes that have been approved. That's going to be a hot topic, and some of it's actually going to matter when we get into these rule changes. We're going to have the conversations about what this could do to the developments of the NFL and what we're going to look forward to for penalties for next year, because obviously the NFL always emphasizes a certain rule somewhere, and this year it's going to be a fun one because it's all, as always, going to be based on the discretion of the refs.
It's fixed.
So that being said, Johnny, do we have any news on the day?
News would just be this, any sort of signings or just
Any
any sort of notable free agent.
Was there a signing that just had to happen?
Yes, there was Marvin Jones going back to Detroit.
All right, Marvin Jones back to Detroit.
$3 million base on a 1-year deal with incentives making up to $5 million.
Also, for all you out there, not sponsored by the show, but Monster makes alcoholic drinks now.
Doesn't have energy in it, though.
Just an FYI.
But the taste makes
they are really good.
But the taste makes the psychological aspect.
Dude, it tastes just like a Monster, and I'm 2 in. And they're 6%. That's the most dangerous part. Like,
Let your deck on fire.
good luck. A lot of sugar though. But let's move into. We're gonna come back to the Lamar thing because I love talking Lamar. And
I think that would be like
it.
the end thing.
Yeah. Let's Johnny, give me they meme well first, because I think that should be fun to get into that before we go right to the end.
Yesterday was a good day.
I would say so. Yesterday, so I have 2 of them because yesterday, being 328. So
now I get it. The Walmart one.
right.
The price is $3.28. Dude, if Walmart actually did that, I'm sorry. That
would be something they would do, though.
It would be awesome.
Dude, that is beautiful.
So, Atlanta, Matt Ryan. I sent Matt Ryan one in the group chat. I should have just sent it, but well.
Did you tweet Matt Ryan? I tweeted.
All of those
I didn't tweet Matt
Ryan. For all of you guys out there that aren't paying attention, 328 is a reference to the Super Bowl 50?
Yeah, 53.
53?
Yeah.
So Super Bowl 53, where Matt Ryan went up by 3 scores in the first half, and in the second half they lost the Super Bowl and didn't score a single point.
Yeah, they were up 28-3 at the half and then lost it.
Yeah, that's feel bad for that team. Not really.
The actual meme is both Lamar related.
Oh, Jesus.
So the first one is, dude promised me a Super Bowl. Remember when teams didn't want Lamar and wanted him to play wide receiver? Baltimore fans remember.
They're the team that gave him a shot.
As a reference to Family Guy with Pepperidge Farms. Remembers. Again, for anyone that's not watching.
Those are good
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
And then the other one is another Patrick Star Wallet one.
Oh, Jesus.
It's the Falcons' driver's license, and it says, you need a quarterback? And the Falcons say, yup. And Lamar wants to be traded? Yup. So you should trade for Lamar. That makes sense to me. So trade for Lamar? Nope.
Well, actually, that's a teaser for later when we get to
Yes.
Lamar, because we have some information if you guys haven't paid attention to what's going on with Lamar.
Yes.
But first things first, Johnny, let's get into the
notable free agents?
Oh, we can do that. That's fine. Notable free agents that are currently still out there in free agency. We got Kyle Van Noy, linebacker, Richie James, wide receiver. Both those guys, I think they have them ranked in like bottom 100 free agents. But I think Van Noy, I get he's a little older, but he could make an impact on a team day one, and really bring some veteran leadership, especially to a linebacker crew.
I wouldn't mind having Cleveland pick him up.
You know what? I think that's kind of all out of there with
Right.
the re-signing of Walker. But I would have liked Van Noy. That'd have been nice. I didn't know he was still out there.
What do you guys think of Calais Campbell possibly coming to Cleveland?
Oh,
He's out
no.
there.
Calais
Clay's
I forgot.
signed.
Calais
Okay, I'm
got
sorry.
signed by
Yeah.
Atlanta yesterday or this
Oh,
morning.
okay.
Yeah,
I did
I
not
think
see
it's-
that then.
Yeah,
My bad.
they just announced it
Okay.
yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Now they announced that Calais had come to terms with Atlanta.
This I saw. Yeah,
It was last
or
night.
this
Yeah. But Richie James, 27-year-old wide receiver, had great production last year in the New York Giants. And they didn't re-sign him. They re-signed every other mediocre wide receiver in that room. So it's kind of shocking.
Rashard Higgins is still out there.
Puna Ford, have no idea who that is. Defensive lineman, 27 years old. I mean, he's young. I'm sure he could add depth to any defensive line crew. Taylor Rapp, safety, good safety, young, still out there. I'll jump because there's also another safety out there who I apparently didn't put in there. Adrian Amos is still out there also from the Green Bay Packers. Why did I not put him in there?
At this point, he should just take a cut and get back to Green Bay. They
Yeah.
need him.
That's
Please.
the Houston I was thinking of when we were referencing the Lions instead of James Houston, Justin Houston.
Oh, yeah. So Chris Wormley, defensive lineman, very productive. Yannick Ngakoue, a D end. I don't know if he's asking for too much money, but he's still out there. Justin Houston, he's off the Ravens. I'm shocked they haven't just offered a little something just to keep him for depth. But he is 34 years old, so that could be an issue. Jadeveon Clowney, 30 years old. I think he'll be 31 by season starts.
Bum.
I don't think any team will offer him anything personally. I think he'll be a free agent till needed.
Yeah, well,
And the reason being is
Was-
because of what he did with the Cleveland
the
Browns.
sideshow that happened with the Browns. I mean,
Yep.
everybody
He
was
said that the
saying-
Browns weren't putting him an opportunity to succeed, not understanding that you succeed when you get a chance for an opportunity.
Well, the problem
So-
is Jadeveon Clowney isn't he's not a textbook DN. He plays more of a D tackle, outside linebacking hybrid.
He's a run stopper. He's
He's
not a guy
exactly-
that's
he's a
going to
run
get you a
stopper,
sack,
yeah.
and he wants to get paid as a sack leader.
Well, that ain't gonna
That's
happen.
the problem.
Maybe
So-
that's maybe.
What were those
that's
last
the,
few, Johnny? All right, so we got Marcus Peters out there as a cornerback. I think he could add some production to a team, especially if they need some depth. He's probably going to go for like less than $6 million, so I think that would be a good sign.
That's
by
Like,
somebody.
surprising.
like Patrick Pearson type of.
Yeah. I don't think he'll cost too much, but I think he could add some depth.
Cincy should give him a call. They
Um,
lost.
I actually,
Instead of having Eli Apple burnt toast on your team.
Eli Apple.
Oh, I think he's a free agent now, but I mean,
Matthew Ioannidis. I think it's Ioannidis. D-line, 29 years old. I'm not sure his production on his previous team, but I'm sure, like, again, another depth piece. I really don't want to go into this one just because.
No,
Okay.
let's just skip
Let's
him.
skip Odell.
the one catch that made his career. Okay, moving on. We got
Yeah,
Dalton
I mean,
Risner.
Odell, like the same, I'll argue the same situation, though. Odell can add depth to wide receiver room. He's a very good underneath wide receiver
He
with
doesn't wanna
with
be
a
a depth
solid
piece.
yak. The problem is he is going to cost starter money, and there's no guarantee he's going to be on the field all
You
year.
know what sideshow this reminds me of is the Des Bryant sideshow.
Yeah.
No, this is way worse. That's only lasted a year and a half. This is
Well,
going
this is
on,
what
this is
year
going on
two?
3 years. This is
Was it
going on
3
3
years?
years.
Yeah,
This
right.
is way worse.
Antonio Brown was
Dalton Risner, offensive guard. I'm sure he's a depth piece out there. They actually have him ranked ahead of Odell as a free agent. So I'm assuming that he is better than most guards out there. So I'm sure that there are teams like the Steelers, Atlanta, that could probably use a guard in that situation. And Rocky Sin, cornerback. Know nothing about this guy.
Brown should
at all.
sign him.
All
just
I
'cause
can
of his
remember is
name,
that Green Bay
please.
drafted him, and he didn't really do much. I think he was cut after the second year.
Okay.
Brown
All
should
right.
should
So
just-
that's it for like the notable free agents out there. I'm sure there's other guys out there, but per
that's just
per
notable.
CBS, that's the top 100 that are continued left over
Right.
out of all the top 100. And Posich, which I thought was hilarious, was their 100th best free agent, and I think they're idiots. But that's my personal feelings. So let's jump into, Johnny, the rule changes. I don't know what order you have them in, but let's jump into them.
Yeah.
Read off that top one for me, Johnny.
So the first one is to make the penalty for illegal punts, drop kicks, or place kicks the same as an illegal forward pass proposed by the competition committee, which the rule changes. This will make those acts listed above count for a loss of a down at the spot of the foul, just like an illegal forward pass.
I missed the
Did this
drop
happen at
kicks.
all last year?
I don't remember. I missed drop kicks, though.
Are they getting rid of drop kicks or are they gone?
I don't
Drop
think
kicks is
they've
when
been
the ball
gone.
drops off the ground and then
No,
they kick
you
it.
can
No,
literally
you
you
can-
actually intentionally drop it like that way, off the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can intentionally drop it off the
Yeah.
ground and punt it.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying unintentional. I'm
I-
saying they
yeah,
intentionally
yeah.
dropped it off the ground and then kicked the ball.
Thanks, McAfee.
That's what he would use
Hold
to
on,
do.
say that again.
Thanks, McAfee.
All right, good.
Don't worry, he won't sue you like somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in federal court.
You know what though, McAfee, dude, I miss McAfee's era because McAfee's era was so like he was so.
We got the. Yeah, he was different as a
Well,
kid.
it's
He
not
was a
even that. Like
personality.
I'm telling you, man. Every time I see the onside kick that he recovered, every single time.
Yeah.
Is there anybody like that?
Yeah, the way he just ran
just-
up and just little.
I didn't.
No, just moseyed
dove
on.
it. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna kick it where nobody's at, and I'm gonna go get it. Let me see.
Well, you knew he was never a punter, right?
No, he didn't.
never.
He was a rugby player with pads.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny
He never
though?
punted before. He lied his way onto a team.
No, well, he lied his way.
To a
That's
tryout.
not. No, that's not how it happened.
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
My
you said this backward, and I appreciate the McAfee show. I really do. I think he's got a lot of knowledge in the sport. But
Oh,
what
100%.
happened with McAfee was that he lied his way to be a holder,
Oh, that's what it
a
was. Yeah, you're
kicker
right.
holder,
Yes.
and that's how he got on the team. And then he ended up. It's funny because the person that he was holding for, he ended up beating out and seeing him later, and he was the kicker. Yes.
Yeah.
So when you look into the actual story, it's actually pretty funny.
But I mean, there's no other kicker like that. I mean, none now. I mean,
Well, there was. The Raiders cut him. There was a high energy kicker, and the Raiders cut him, and I haven't seen him since. Black guy, high energy. I can never remember his name.
yeah, number 3.
Jay King? Or
yeah.
Yeah,
King?
yeah.
I can't remember his
Yeah,
first
you're
name.
right. You're right. It was King. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah.
Desmond King.
Nah, that's
No,
right.
that's a
racist.
corner.
Anyways, the second one.
Well,
is-
hold on. Before you move forward.
Okay.
So, to make the penalty illegal, punch, drops, kicks,
It's
or
the loss
place
of a
kicks
down.
on the same illegal forward pass. But why? How could it be a loss? So it would be a turnover on downs. Because normally when you punt a ball, it's a fourth down.
Right.
So-
Yeah, it'd be just the spot of the foul, first down, receiving team.
That's. I don't like that.
I don't either.
I don't like that at all.
Marquette King.
And I don't. Yeah,
Desmond was a corner.
that's probably as racist. If you would have said Marquette, like I'm just saying.
Anyway,
But I
Moving on.
I don't know. I don't like that.
yeah,
I don't.
I don't know.
I think that ruins the punt situation.
Aspect of it.
Yeah.
Which in McAfee, I think didn't like this call either.
Yeah, I don't.
what I
I
saw.
might actually have to
mean-
watch the show and see his take on it because personally, this to me ruins it. Actually, there is some offense to punting the ball
Oh, yeah.
deep in your opponent's territory. So if there's a situation that slips or something happens, now you're penalized and it's a turnover on down.
Or-
I can understand the intentional aspect of it.
Right.
But
But let's say that he fumbles the ball and then it drops and it just pops back up in the perfect position and he's able to react in such a way
Grab
to
it and kick it.
Well, no, just kick it from that spot rather than picking
Then,
it
yeah.
up again.
A drop kick is when you just
Yeah.
bounce kick, essentially, is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it'd be one thing if he fumbles
I know
it.
what a drop kick is.
It'd be one thing if he fumbles
I wanted to
it.
be the teacher.
It'd be one thing if he fumbles it, picks it back up, and then kicks it out of his hands. But if he
But I think
dropped
that's
it,
still considered in
Right.
that rule change.
I mean,
but that's the thing is that this says the intentional. Or,
No,
I'm sorry,
to
it
make
does
the
not say
penalty
intentional.
illegal
Yeah, so-
punts, drop kicks, or place kicks,
Right.
the same as illegal forward pass.
So, like you
So
said,
anytime the ball leaves the punter's hands, essentially,
it has to go to his foot.
it has to go to his foot. If it hits anything other than his foot, it's now considered an illegal forward pass. So he has to figure out what to do with the ball,
Yeah.
which is weird because if you pick the ball up, you can throw it forward
Right.
because
So-
it's still behind the line of scrimmage,
Yeah.
and you never project and you never progress the ball to another player.
progress.
Right.
Shred
It did not progress forward.
There was no net
towards a
gain.
player.
There was no net
but
gain.
It's done
Right.
because we're almost at the point where you might as well just get rid of kickoffs. Everybody starts at the 20.
No, I love this game.
Well, but
Stop
they're,
it.
But
And-
they're slowly
and-
progressing to no kickoffs.
Yeah, no kickoffs,
and
no
punts,
punts.
pretty much. Right.
Because you're just going to start at the 30 and the 20, the 30
You know
and
what?
the 35.
Which is
Nobody-
just like the XFL, right?
No, see, they never see when they move the kick return to the 25 and they kick off at the 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
You've seen fewer injuries on
But
kickoffs.
some of those guys, I mean, Josh Cribbs' career, I mean, obviously referring to the Browns, was made around kick
Jakeem
return.
Grant is literally a kick
Jakeem
return.
Grant.
What does that happen to special teams? We just gonna go to a 46-man roster again?
Right.
Get rid of special teams? Because a lot of those guys
Might
are
as
in their
well.
positions.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a value position, too,
Let-
because you can use them in
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
aspects.
Yeah. Go ahead, Johnny. Read that next one for me.
is to prevent the offense from benefiting with an extra play at the end of the half because of an offensive penalty proposed by which was proposed by the competition committee.
Yeah, that sounds
so-
like something Belichick proposed.
So, for example, if the offense commits a holding penalty, that will no longer lead to an untimed additional down. I thought that was already a thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
go back.
So it's no
To,
longer.
hold on. Read the rule to prevent the offense from benefiting. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right. No, I think it is a thing because Belichick screwed that up for everybody. Because Belichick was intentionally doing holding calls to extend play clocks. Remember?
And he would do it to
Remember
knock
then?
time
Remember
down.
then? Vrabel did it against Belichick.
He
Right.
got all pissed. I
Yeah.
remember that game.
Yeah.
So, but I thought. No,
So now it's
this makes
illegal.
sense.
So now it's illegal to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought if
Belichick did that. He's like,
New England
shit. I knew
Patriots.
the rule.
this should have been done years ago.
You know what though? Part of the game is being the smartest coach in the room.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's-
mean, if you know how to
aspect of the
exploit the
game.
plays, like why not?
all-
It gets
it's a-
rid of the coaching aspect of it, and you might as well just put players on the field and see what happens
it's all in the
at that
rule
point.
book.
And
If
then
you can
even then,
exploit
you
it-
might as well just let the refs decide the winner. We'll get into that in the next few.
yeah.
Go ahead. Next
So the
one.
next one is to make tripping a personal foul proposed by the competition.
Thank you, Tom Brady, for changing the game even after you fucking left.
Right. So if a player is called for tripping, the penalty will result in 15 yards and an automatic first down.
This is just going to be like the pass interference.
Dude,
one.
this is
It'll be
this
gone
is
within a year.
completely based on refs'
Yeah,
discretionary.
it's the same with
Right.
the pass interference.
But
a couple
I
years
told
ago.
you
It
it's
was all
funny
discretionary.
because they would have never called that penalty even if this rule was in place on Tom Brady because it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this is the trip that he had against that D tackle,
Which-
when he was going after his running back, he literally just threw his leg out.
Which the funny thing is Mac Jones got grief like the week or 2 weeks before, and I think Brady had
Mac
a
Jones
say.
kicked somebody in the balls. That was a difference.
Well, no, he slid. He did a full on
Going
like soccer
Draymond
slide.
Green.
with his foot up.
Right. But I'm,
He intentionally stuck his foot up. You don't
Ndamukong-
slide with your feet up.
Ndamukong sued someone.
Well, Ndamukong Suh stomped on somebody's head. There's a different story.
Well, no, he was on the ground as well and lifted his leg up and thrusted it into someone's.
I don't remember
groin.
that.
Yes,
He's a douche.
yes, I
Ndamukong
cannot
is a
say no.
douche.
I'll take him on my team. Let's go.
Anyways, next one
40.
is to,
He's 4,400 pounds. That's fine.
to make handling the football forward a penalty like an illegal forward pass proposed by the competition committee. This will penalize teams handing off the football forward on a read option, for example, or any other running play, a penalty. Handoffs will have to be made next to or behind the quarterback, not in front of.
I don't-
So they're getting ready. They're getting rid of
know.
the play pass option or run pass option.
No. And here's the argument to this, right? So about 90% of the time you hand a ball off, it's midair.
Yeah. Well, but it's either next to you or behind you.
It's usually, so when you do a read option, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback is here, and he's, no, I lied.
He's
Okay.
on the right side.
Yeah, he's
There you
here.
go.
Well, no, it's actually here. Okay, so, well, no matter how I do that, okay, that's weird. All right, so anyways, the quarterback is in front of the running back, and the running back is on the outside usually,
Right.
and the quarterback's on the inside, but the cornerback's always in front of the running back.
Right.
So when they come around the corner, the pass off goes backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Behind or
right.
next.
So, but the only way you can pass forward is a pitch
Right.
or a handoff. But normally, a pitch, would that not be considered a throw? So I think the concept of this, right, is to make sure that it's a sideways lateral always or a backwards lateral. Because a handoff forward, technically, a lateral is a handoff.
Yes.
So
Right.
if you are handing the ball forward, that's considered a forward lateral.
What about
So if you're in front of the line of scrimmage, it's It's considered a forward lateral.
Well,
That would be the
passing-
question, right, in the rules, is if can you do this behind the line of scrimmage? If
You just-
based on that way that read,
Right.
it said yes. As long as it's only the first time.
That's like some screen.
Because it says illegal forward pass. So
Which
technically
would
it's
be
not a
past
no.
the line of scrimmage. Right.
Right.
Okay, so
So that's
screens
how that
and
reads.
stuff behind the line of scrimmage.
So I think
Right.
this is referring
Jet
to
sweeps.
There's been a lot of plays, right, where the guys are pitching the ball.
well, it's the last
Straight line?
It's the last play of the game. You know,
Yep.
the last ditch effort, and it was a yard or two in front of them instead of lateral or behind,
Yeah.
throwing it across the field. And
And I think that's
and
where
the refs,
I think that's where
still
this
let
goes
the
into
play
effect is
out.
that last stretch.
Right. And I think the refs still let it play out.
But again,
and
this is another discretionary penalty. But it is challengeable because most forward passes are challengeable.
yes.
You can challenge a forward pass. So this is challengeable.
all right.
All right, let's move forward.
Next one would be amendment to Rule 15, Section 1, Article 2, proposed by Houston. The replay official can automatically review a close play on a failed fourth down attempt. This will save the team a challenge if it's a close call on fourth down. The rule change may speed up the game since the replay official can review the play immediately. So
It's not there.
I like it.
No, you're good. It's not there. I really
Because
wish that would work.
I mean, because it's a make or break for that possession. It could make or break the game, you know, if it is, you know, in the fourth quarter or even in the half.
It was there. Hold on.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
So all this says to me, Johnny, is it's an excuse for a ref to not be able to do his job.
Yeah. I mean, essentially that's
Did
what
you
we're
see
going
it?
to.
I didn't see it.
Well-
Did you see it? No,
Nah,
I
go home
didn't
and
see
get
it.
to dinner. Let's go.
Guys,
Well,
just check the camera.
Well,
check
so,
the camera.
Well, so here's the devil's advocate to it is, let's say it's just a QB sneak. You're in a pile of guys.
You're not
You might
gonna know.
You might not see, you know, everyone blending in with everyone.
But that's challengeable.
We got to remember, a lot of the casual fans don't realize that the first down marker on the screen is not the official first down marker.
Right.
And that's where we
here's
lose
the
a lot of
other
people, 'cause
argument,
you can't
right?
live and die by that line.
Here's
on
the other
TV.
argument to this whole conversation. The coaching aspect of the game.
Changes.
Is this where I want to throw my challenge flag? Or is this not where I want to throw my challenge flag?
Well, so-
because if I lose this challenge,
Let's say we're in the second quarter with 6 minutes left. You're not going to throw that challenge.
let's say you're in the
Time
first
limit.
quarter up by 7,
Yeah,
and that
no.
happens. Like, just
well,
let it play
well,
out.
Look at you know, the Super Bowl. You know, where
I don't wanna look at the Super Bowl.
Jalen Hurts kept. They kept doing
Sodgate!
they kept doing the specific.
Sodgate, look
like,
it up.
Like push. You know,
Hey, if you
QB
guys want to know
sneak.
what Sodgate is in the chat, let me know.
Well, they got rid of that. They're going to get rid of that.
No, it was proposed.
I'm sure it'll
But I don't.
happen.
But I think that they retracted that.
Well,
Um,
they also were supposed to take away that you get extra fourth down or extra downs, but Patrick Mahomes had what, 2 extra downs in the Super Bowl for no
I don't
reason?
know. Patrick
But I'm-
Mahomes had more options than
but the
anybody
other
in
thing
Super
would
Bowl.
be is
And they're wearing
let's say,
stripes.
but let's say you know the quarterback or whoever snuck it, put their elbow down, knee down, whatever. Again, everyone's there. You don't know whose knee is who. You know,
Johnny.
live in time.
You need to change your shirt. It needs to be black and white zebra. Because you are sticking up for these stick holes.
All right, let's
No, I'm
I
sticking
was
up for
trying
the
not to
challenge.
say the F word,
What's
so
the
just move forward.
So the next one is to change the definition of a launch
I don't know.
proposed by the competition committee. A launch, which is a personal foul, 15-yard penalty,
Hey, guys.
is now a player.
Here's the definition of this rule. I'm not even going to let you continue. If a player leaves both his feet trying to tackle somebody, it's
Torpedo.
considered a freaking launch.
That's what got the Minneapolis Miracle to happen. It did. If you watch
What if
that
I'm
play,
8 feet away from a guy and I have to tackle him?
And what happens if you're?
What, so if-
what about tripping?
I was so
How
this,
does that work? Let's say you die.
Well, I was
You
just
go,
gonna say. So this is if you're pursuing someone from you know, I'm about
You're 5 yards.
I'm about 5 feet away from
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
behind
yeah.
the camera, and you know I jump and I
You're a microphone.
don't judge me.
He's feeling it. We got.
If the person that's controlling the microphone throws me towards the runner, and I just shoelace tackle him, or actually get his ankle, and I tackle him. Would that be a launch because I left my
I think-
base
no,
of
it's
my
probably
microphone?
contact.
So no,
upper body
the
contact
launch.
going
I think
towards-
actually, if you look at the rule one more
Oh,
time.
you wouldn't let me finish it.
No, okay, go ahead. Finish it. Go ahead.
I
go ahead.
wouldn't even let you finish it.
A launch, which is a personal foul, is now if a player leaves one or both feet to make a tackle.
A shoestring-
So
It
if
should just be
you
a-
leave your
a
feet
shoestring
from
tackle,
behind,
shoestring tackle is not a tackle.
It's technically a
No, it's not. I mean,
It's
technically,
tackle.
anytime you
It's
touch a
technically-
player,
it's tripping.
you get
It's
to tackle.
It's tripping.
It's tripping.
No,
So-
tripping means you have to stick your foot out. Not that you can
It's
use
like
their
the
leg
hair.
to trip. I love that. I used to do that in high school all the time.
What?
Kick someone's fucking ankle behind them.
Yeah,
Make
I
them
just-
trip themselves. Because
but,
that's what a shoestring tackle is. You tripped yourself.
right. Well, but I'm just saying it says one or both.
about
So
how
you
you
could
guys-
jump from behind
Hold on.
to tackle someone,
Hold on. I don't.
and that's a launch.
First off, stupid rule.
I agree.
Oh, it's the NFL, it's
hold
all
on,
stupid
hold on,
rules.
hold on. This I don't have it.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
That's where that should.
The NFL. This is an emphasis rule. It's the rule they're going to emphasize this year. It's not going to look good,
No,
and they're going to repeal it.
like the PI.
Yeah, this is an emphasis rule. Hold on. I did not bring this up on the tripping rule, and I'm shocked I didn't because I brought this up in chat. The problem with the tripping rule. You and this freaking.
I'm not doing nothing.
It's your freaking headphones. It's never happened until you brought your headphones.
Anyways,
The problem with the tripping rule is it's a discretionary penalty, and when a cornerback is chasing down a wide receiver and the ball is in the air and they both get tripped up because both their feet tangle, is this now considered a personal foul because their feet got tangled in running a route, and now it's up to the ref's discretion to call it a
They're
pass
gonna mess it
interference?
up
It's going to be
every
pass
time.
interference at this point.
You're not going to have consistency with that.
So yeah, and it's all like, I mean, technically, if two people are, I mean, have you ever ran next to somebody just going jogging with them, like side by side, and you start going, you fade off and you run into their shoulder? Could you imagine if your feet tripped up?
Yeah.
Like it happens all the time, and these guys are sprinting downfield 40, 50 yards sometimes. Like, you don't think they're going to trip their
Full
feet up
force.
sometimes? And sometimes one of the bodies are turned.
well, that I was just
Like-
saying, they're not paying attention because they're looking at the ball.
Yeah.
This is where there's that gray area.
It's
that's
discretionary.
all too often happens with these rule changes. Is it's under discretion of the refs, and that's where, like we said, consistency comes to fruition. Is you're not going to have enough consistency for this to stick around.
All I got to say, guys, is pay attention to Vegas.
Well, there
Because-
will not there be so many tackles with penalties.
Yeah.
Take the over every time.
It'd be funny to actually take a look at the NFL and their total tackles on the year, and then when they do this, because they erase stats when they call penalties, like how little stats defensive players get. Like, I'm shocked that we broke the stat record 2 years ago because with sacks,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're not allowed to hit the quarterback.
Right.
Like, thank you, TJ, I guess, because you can't hit the quarterback.
So the next one is amendment to Rule 5, Section 1, Article 2, proposed by Philly. Players can now use the number 0 as a jersey number.
You're welcome, players. Congratulations. Who cares? You get to wear an extra jersey.
All right, let's move on.
Next
I
one.
don't care about that one.
There's already memes for it, which I'll have one for Saturday.
Make a Parsons.
It's only
change
for
to
people
0.
that never are good. Like Mars should get the number 0.
Oh no, it says 0 for like one of them, Cincinnati Bengals, and it's 0, and it says Super Bowl rings.
Is that the name of the team, the player?
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Next one is amendment to Rule
Such a
4.
dick move.
Or amendment to Rule 4, Section 6, Article 3, and Section 7, Article 4, proposed by the LA Chargers. Referees will adjust play clock following an instant replay reversal the same way they do following the other stoppages.
Now, when they say adjust play clock, they mean reset.
Right.
Yes.
They don't mean to adjust it based on what they saw on the replay. They mean to reset the play clock.
Right. So before, players would have to signal back to the officials to request more time on the play clock in such situations.
Which is, to be honest, that should have been a rule from the start.
Right.
It's just a stupid situation. If
Yes.
anytime, look,
Because now that's just giving the offense more time to adjust a play.
and
Yes,
defense.
read
And defense.
read
And,
their defense, and like you said, read the defense. See what scheme
You ever
they
played
have moving
Madden
out.
before?
Yeah.
Like the play clock always resets when you go to your plays.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 25 seconds. It's what you get. It's 40 seconds if it's a brand new play. It's 25 seconds. Come
Why
on.
are they doing all this? I mean, this is just a lot of bullshit.
Well, that's just
essentially.
technical shit. All right, go to the next one.
So
Because
the
that
last
one didn't make sense.
The last one is going to be.
I mean, it does make sense.
To
Sorry.
clarify the use of a helmet against an opponent, proposed by the competition committee. So removes the words the quote butt, ram, and spear end quote from Article 8 and adds those actions into the penalty for quote impermissible use of the helmet. End quote.
Right. So
you
what
can't use it
so
to
what
give
it-
it back to the player.
Well, what it does, it didn't say beat.
He didn't. He didn't beat him.
Miles
He
smiling.
Miles
Did
gave
not
it
say
back
beat.
to him because he was happy to give someone
It
their
wasn't just
property
Miles.
back.
Wasn't it Aaron Donald too?
Yeah,
that was in practice.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he
there was
gave
no
him 2 helmets.
But yeah, Darnold was that ecstatic to windmill swing them back to those players.
It's me. It's me. All right.
Aaron Darnold was
well-
just as excited to
well,
give
here's
it
the
back to
thing.
those
Now,
players
here's-
because
here's-
of sportsmanship.
Hold on. Here's what this rule change does, and I'm not a fan of this rule change because what happens in this rule change is it takes the discretion out of the words, which was butt, ram, and spear, and it puts it into impermissible use of the helmet and puts it in the ref's hands. So now the ref gets to decide what he considers as impermissible use of the helmet.
Excuse me?
Another discretionary penalty given to the NFL.
Yeah. So that's all the rule changes
Imagine that.
so far.
Vegas! All right, keep
If
going.
you don't think it's
we
fixed
have
by
so
now.
now we have some proposed bylaws that are changed. Let's go into the bylaws.
Oh God! This is
All right,
history
Approved
class.
bylaws.
proposed bylaws to change the claiming period
You have
from
that.
Monday for the players who are waived on Friday and Saturday of the last week of the regular season, proposed by the competition committee. Now, what this did, I think this is a Christian McCaffrey rule, because Christian McCaffrey, I think, got traded, and I think he was allowed to play within the next game. And I think what they're doing is when
Yes.
players are waived, is that to get them out there, they can get claims sooner.
Oh,
But-
So it gets them on the roster sooner.
But
I like
McCaffrey
that.
was traded.
No, I get it, but I think
So-
the whole
but he's
purpose
using it
was
as a waiver example as
Right.
if
Oh.
he was cut.
Gotcha.
right. So I think that's what they're doing in this situation.
Yes, which I like it. It keeps
I'm
it
not
more
opposed to
competitive.
that.
It gets a guy on the team faster as long as he's healthy. That's the only thing that maybe the NFLPA may not like is.
Well, they didn't argue it, so.
Yeah.
All right, to insert strength of victory as a second tiebreaker for the awarding contracts proposed by a competition committee.
What do you mean awarding contracts? What does that mean?
So I would say this would relate to playoffs.
Okay, that's what
Playoffs.
I figured.
Playoffs.
We need
I mean,
that button.
like this would be the assumption. So this is just another thing as a tiebreaker if two teams, go,
I like that, though.
Like how Green Bay, Detroit, Seattle all were
Tied.
8 and 7 or whatever at the end of the the last week of the game or last week of the season, and how would it be? Because it's strength of schedule, it's and there's like one or two other.
All right,
things.
let me
total
read the
point score
let me read the
or
let me
something,
read the
something like
explanation.
that.
Let me read the explanation. This will allow teams for strength of victory to be the second tiebreaker for postseason seeding after the head-to-head tiebreaker. The second tiebreaker was previously conference record. It appears that the league had a typo in the press release they sent out regarding this rule. So essentially, it gets rid of, which I think is freaking stupid. I think it's stupid because what the hell is the point of your conference record at this point?
Like, what did I say? We should just be all one AFC, one NFC.
It should be
and
AFC,
send it. I
NFC,
said
top
that-
4
I
teams
said
make
that,
it in,
yeah,
and then
do what the NBA did with
the next 3 get a
East and West. I mean, you might as well go to that point.
Yeah.
You just rotate schedules.
Right. Yeah.
That's stupid.
I mean, you play.
I mean, I always had an issue with this because who considers strength of schedule?
Well, so here's
The
the
NFL.
Is it
Vegas.
when they cut 5
Oh,
players
Vegas.
after the first of the
Right.
year, or is what is strength of schedule?
Or is
Because
it year to date, like how good the defense was or offense was, not without any waivers?
well, how do you do year to date? Because teams suck at the beginning of the year, and sometimes they're good at the end of the
Well,
year.
but I'm just saying.
Take Arizona for instance.
Well, that's why I'm saying it.
Before October, Arizona's a phenomenal team. After
Call of
October,
Duty?
they're shitty.
After Call of
Well,
Duty.
but I'm just saying. How can you gauge this? Because if you say it for the season,
Left up to the
before
competition committee.
before injuries and all this, which is nonsense. But then where would this line up? Would it be
in my back pocket.
Well, no, where would this
Adding.
tie? Oh, as the second tiebreaker. Never mind. I answered my
Yeah.
question.
So what So what it did is it head to head, right? So if you
Right.
play a team twice, head to head. If you play them once, head to head. If you don't play them at all, it goes based on
Your strength of schedule.
strength of schedule.
Which
But
now
the
it
problem
would be-
is
Normally it would be division record. If you
but
had the
right.
same division record, then it would go to strength of schedule.
Right.
They reversed
But
it.
the problem is it goes off you play. The Browns are playing a third place schedule this year because they're finished in third place.
Right. So if we
So-
tie somebody,
That hurts us.
it hurts us.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where you have
Based on the previous year's bullshit.
Yeah, you're not based on
But-
what you did this year. You're based on what
but-
you did last year.
But let's just say this. Carolina drafts Bryce Young.
I hope they do.
We would consider that team bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
Because based on, now we don't know what Bryce Young's going to do, but we think Bryce Young's going to play like shit.
He
Based
will,
on
he will.
this situation, Carolina could play a team, tie with them, be a bad team to start the year with a fourth place schedule.
And finish, and be tied, and then they get screwed.
What about the Ravens? There's the example.
Oh, well,
Ravens.
hold on.
Oh, no, Ravens.
let's-
First
are we
place
just
schedule?
gonna get-
No, Ravens. First place schedule?
Yes.
First place schedule.
No.
Might-
Second. 'Cause
Yeah, since he was first. Second place schedule. Might not have a quarterback next year. Might be the worst team. Couldn't make it in based on their schedule because of that. That's bullshit. What if
Yeah.
they play shit teams?
Right.
What if the teams aren't as good as they were last year that they play?
That's just
Like, how can you
it's
base-
luck of the
I don't
draw?
like- I
That's
don't-
how it
yeah.
is. That's how it's always been. It's luck of the draw.
Vegas. Like Sega? Vegas.
Sega.
No, it's Sega.
So the last one is
I'm
to
sorry,
adjust the
I'm
rules
not
for
as old
postseason
as you.
signings to account for standard elevations rule, to freeze postseason rosters at 4 p.m. Eastern time on the Wednesday following the last week of the regular season.
Okay.
So what this does is this just allows them to make waivers a little sooner. Yes.
Yeah.
So just so they can get them on the roster and acclimated to
Which
the team.
I don't mind. That's whatever.
That's Frodell.
We got anything else?
Yes, we do.
That's not for the bylaws. Now
No, so we have
resolutions.
approved resolutions. Let's get to the resolutions. First one.
Third quarterback game day roster spot rule revival proposed by the
stupid.
Detroit Lions.
Fucking stupid. Where was this rule when the fucking Cleveland Browns went through 5 quarterbacks in a season?
Right.
Oh, we had no wide
It's
receivers
all
for a game.
because San Francisco
Yep.
broke a quarterback.
What about when we had no wide receivers in the game?
that? Because Tyrod was the quarterback?
No, that was the COVID game because our whole wide receiver room had COVID.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Go to number 2.
yeah.
By the way, this happened back when there was a 46-man roster. They gave you a 47th man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is actually an old rule they're reviving. That's why it says revival.
They actually took that from the MLB. The extra.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it because it essentially gives you a 54-man roster. I'm not opposed to it
No.
because but I'm gonna be honest. San Francisco, it's me. San Francisco chose to not have Jimmy Garoppolo dressed that day. They said they didn't need him, so I blame that on
You
San
screwed
Fran.
yourself.
Yeah. All right. Go to the next. Go ahead, Johnny.
To
Go the next
teams
one.
to go for it on this is just from the XFL. To teams,
No, this was approved.
well, but I'm just saying they took this from the XFL.
Oh, okay. We did talk about this one
yes.
last week.
To teams to go for it on 4th and 20 following a score instead of an onside. It's supposed to say kick, not onside pick.
Yep. CBS. Thanks, guys.
Proposed by the Philadelphia Eagles, according to NFL media. So, like we said, we already talked about this Sunday.
Yeah, I need more clarification on this rule, just because,
Yeah.
like I said, if you're going from your 4th and 20,
Right, it'd be your 20
your
yard line,
20-yard line,
4th and goal.
does this become a turnover on downs if you fail?
Yes. Yeah.
And if that's the case, I find that very risky.
It's turnover on downs if
Yes.
you fail, and it's at the spot of the ball where you
But
failed.
a
This is
lot of
for
us,
if there's less than like a minute left.
right?
And you
so
don't
this
have any
is
timeouts.
It's
and your
in
last
place.
pitch
It's
ever.
in place of an onside
Yes,
kick, essentially.
which I like.
Yeah, just in place of a kickoff entirely.
No.
Whether it's an onside.
Did they
or
officially-
normal.
Correct, but
It's-
usually it's in place of an onside kick because you want the ball back.
Well,
Was this accepted?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
these are approved resolutions.
Yeah.
These, like, if you
When
read
are they
this-
going to start though?
I think all of these are this year.
The 4th and 20.
Yeah. I don't see many teams doing that other than maybe Belichick, but
The Browns, Stefanski, loves to go for it in 4th.
Well,
Oh, I lied.
Stefanski
I lied.
and-
I lied. I lied. I
Watson
lied. I
has
lied. I
to.
lied.
Was it not approved?
These are not approved.
Uh-oh.
These resolutions, these 2023 not approved playing rules, bylaws, and resolutions, so those 3 were not approved.
Okay.
So go. Wait a minute. Wait. Now I gotta double check. Now I gotta check. Yes, that one was. So the 4th and 20 not approved. The game day roster spot revival not approved,
Okay.
and the roughing the passer not approved.
So to allow for roughing the passer to be a reviewable call proposed by the LA Rams.
Not approved.
To establish one preseason roster reduction date and related procedures proposed by 25 teams.
Approved.
To provide greater clarity
Approved.
as a team
Yeah.
as to a player's availability for a game proposed by the LA Chargers, and to make the regular season and postseason roster transaction deadlines the same. Changes the transaction deadline for Saturday night postseason games to 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday.
Yeah, those were all approved.
All right.
So, and then there was, I swear there was another one I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll try to bring it up later on, if I do remember.
To establish one preseason roster reduction date and
Oh.
related procedures proposed by 25 teams.
Yes, no, I'm thinking of instead of for OTAs and training camp.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of going from having 3 dates of cutting players, it's going from 90 to your full roster of
yeah.
53
90 to 53.
by
like
the end
that.
of week 3 preseason.
It should have been like that, though. Like, why
Right.
would you make roster cuts?
Because like let's say they had a bad week, bad game, whatever. You have the preseason week 2 to follow it up, and so on and so forth.
But this also keeps it where you can keep guys on. Maybe, like you said, it was just a bad game.
Right.
Let's see what he does this week.
Right.
That way you're not forced, like, it's between, all right, this guy didn't do good, this guy's also didn't do good, let's just cut this guy. It
Let's
kind of
say-
protects that a little bit
Let's
more.
say you pick up an undrafted rookie,
Yeah.
or someone who is very nervous. For their first game, obviously they're
the
going to be
NFL,
puking in the bathroom. They're going to be nervous.
You're
and
going to have the
sweating.
jitters,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
for sure.
So they got to get acclimated. So yeah,
And
I'd
that's
rather,
the
they
thing
should have
as
always been
fans
there.
we don't see every day is
Right.
is that. That's a perfect example, Johnny, is these guys that are undrafted, or even these drafted guys that
Yeah.
aren't taken in the first 2 rounds. A lot of these guys from like Bowling Green, Toledo, they're not going to be NFL ready day 1 in preseason. So I mean, they're not going to be super competitive in their greatest feature day 1.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a perfect example for that.
I agree. But so I have 2 questions for you, right? Because we just went over the situation for the approved and not approved, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel about the approved resolutions with the final cut on the last preseason game?
I like that. That's what we were just talking about. I like that. I like that you have to cut everybody, go from 90 to
Well-
53.
So, but like, why?
Because I think it keeps I think it keeps it more competitive. Everybody knows, hey, I'm not getting cut. Hopefully
what bothers
until
me with-
that day.
what bothers
so
me-
I am doing my best every day. You don't have that voice in the back of your head. You're going to get cut. You're going to get cut.
So I
even if
think-
you have one bad game, like we were talking
I think
about.
the reason, like, which your argument is that the teams, because there's like 25 teams that sign out of this. I think this is a coach's dream. I don't want to cut a player until I have to.
Yeah.
I think this is a coach's dream.
Because it hurts the coach as much as it does the player. You don't want to sit there and say, all right, we're just not going to have you on the team. It's like, I mean, it's like firing somebody. You don't want to fire somebody. I mean, unless they're terrible. But at the end of the day, you never want to do that as a coach, and that's just another thing that we don't see. I mean, you don't think it hurts the coach's mentality?
No, I don't think. I think the coach has been doing it for so long.
I don't know.
It's literally second nature. I've fired people. Once
I
you
guess,
become
yeah.
a manager, it becomes
It's a
second
business.
nature.
I get it. It's a business. I've never been put in that situation, so I don't.
Right.
But
So,
it's a
but I
business.
will say, like, my argument here is that if I were an organization, which apparently there are 6, 7 organizations that agree with me, I would want my coach to dwindle it down to the best of the best.
Okay, I
And
get
when
that. That's
you are now analyzing
everybody
47,
guys who don't
no,
make it
37 guys that don't make it, right?
Yeah. Are you taking
So you go
away
from 90 to 53. So you're now analyzing 37 guys all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not focusing on a small chunk, then focusing on a small chunk, then focusing on a small chunk? Does that make sense? Like, because now divide 37 by 3.
Yeah.
Now, they don't have to make cuts.
So this was
They don't have to make all the cuts
This
day
is
one.
where I agree with you in that sense. Is they should change it to the NFL will keep their 30. The NFL will have the ability to keep their 32-man team rosters at 90 throughout the entire preseason if they wish to.
But
They should be
are
left
not
up to
mandated to cut every
yes,
week.
that is a perfect.
Well, I think that's what
great.
this does. So,
I
right,
think
I don't know if teams are held to account because technically, I think if a team wanted to cut a guy day one, they could. But then I also think they could bring in a guy and try him out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So what this does is it allows a 90-man roster to stay a 90-man roster, switching people in and out.
Yeah.
So good thing for guys that get signed, cut, because you make money for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but this could be a bad thing for like some of the XFL guys that people are talking about possibly making it to the NFL.
The XFL is stupid.
Why?
Sorry. The XFL is stupid, and the reason why the XFL is stupid is because they're the playing ground for the NFL, right? And they've already approved
it's
this.
It's like the MLB with their minors. It's exactly
Right. Well, I mean, they've already.
Well, no, because MLB
No,
has like 5 different minor stages.
Yes. No. I mean, there's single A, double A, triple A.
Yeah,
But the argument
And high single A, high double A.
That's a gray area.
Something.
that's high school. If I wanted to play in high school, I'd play in high school.
No, high A is higher than
That's what the captains are.
than single A. Yeah.
The captains are single A.
No, high
No,
no.
they're high A.
Yeah, high A is higher than double A. It's all sorts of
Hey,
messed up.
There's like there's like we have a Lancaster team for the Guardians, but yeah, going back to what you said.
So my only issue with like it allows a team to give the ability to just keep on swapping guys in and out.
Yeah.
It really that's what it does.
But that's what the preseason is all about at the end of the day, I guess, when you really think about it.
But
You're
isn't
trying to
that why
get
you have-
value that
I
you...
asked
But
Ryan.
isn't that why you have training camp and a practice squad?
Honestly, I think
Training camp has changed
every
a
team.
lot.
I think every team should go in on-field tryouts.
I mean, the NFLPA got rid of
I wish they'd go
so-
back to on-field tryouts.
Two-a-days.
Anybody could tryouts.
Oh, that
Where
yeah.
like some of the guys that can't go to college, get out there.
Well, so here's my
because
thing.
of family obligations.
Well, so here's my
There's
thing.
life. People have life, and some people want that dream to play, and some people work out twice a day still.
Well, so here's my thing. Then if the XFL is truly the training grounds for the NFL,
That's where I was at. Was there? I lost my track. Go
so
ahead.
then you should not have a practice squad. Then every NFL team, 32
No.
teams, should have a
No.
XFL team
No.
as their
They're
minor league.
the only
The only issue with
that
that is you can't upgrade a guy, and then the XFL has to find a guy. They're two different organizations.
No,
and they're both putting two different products
it's just
on the
like
field.
the NHL, MLB. That
No, it's
if-
not.
No,
Well-
hold on. That if you promote someone from the XFL to the NFL, you also have to
They're two
demote
different
someone.
That's not
organizations
fair.
trying to put a product
Yeah,
on the
but
field.
the problem with that is demoting a guy who is in the NFL down to the XFL isn't fair.
And we don't even know if the XFL, it might end up being its own thing with the
Yeah.
USFL.
Well,
we
you gotta
don't know.
You got to remember another rough thing with that is the options. So in the MLB, a player only has so many options before you have to keep him in the MLB or cut him,
Right.
designate him for assignment, which is essentially putting
Right,
him
you
on
can
the
demote
waivers.
him, move him.
Yeah, but
or
you can
another
only
team
do it
could-
so many times.
Another team could try to reach
Yeah.
out to him and get him on their roster.
Exactly. So
that's actually, I mean,
unfortunately
it's a form of MLB slavery.
Yeah,
You're
the MLB
stuck here till I get rid of you.
The MLB is years behind anybody with contract stuff for these guys that get
or
drafted.
years ahead, depending on how
it-
you like your guaranteed money.
Yeah, but the problem is you got guys who take
That's a great segue.
4 to 6 years to get to the MLB,
It's a great
and they're
segue.
making pennies. I mean, Andres Jimenez for the Indians last year made, I think, so pennies to MLB contracts is what I'm referring to. I think
Pennies to the $350 million contracts they get in 5
Andres
years.
Jimenez made like $700,000 last year. He was like a top 10. I think he was like a top 10 or top 5 second baseman in the MLB.
Call me.
Like that's and you
I
just
tell
signed, he
people
just
this all the
signed a
time.
deal.
Like,
Oh, yeah, my brother
Ryan and I
tried
joke
out-
about this.
Speaking of trials, my brother tried out for the Reds years ago.
You can for the MLB.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
go to open
and
tryouts.
honest to God, I think they should do that more often in the NFL. And maybe the NFL should have. Maybe they should have a form of a junior NFL league.
I
wouldn't be opposed to
I have
that.
two
XFL.
breaking news: free agent defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins who was traded to Dallas last October, is returning to Dallas on a 1-year deal. And
So an extension.
free agent, so he can't.
Anything with tight ends?
Former NFL referee Bill
Fine.
Levy passed away last night at the age of 76. He reffed
wow.
2 Super Bowls and served as an NFL officiating supervisor
That
for
was
the
in the
last
good
8
era.
years.
That was in the good era.
He was also
Summerall and Matt John.
he was also a retired San Jose, California police officer,
Might have to wear a
a
ref jersey
firefighter,
next week.
San Jose, California police officer and firefighter serving for 27
Well,
years.
he was good at
Just
putting
buy a
out
Chiefs
rules.
jersey.
So,
It's all the same.
Here's to that one.
yeah.
Cheers to that one. Now
So-
she drank it all. All right, guys. So we're gonna get into one.
Let's get into the.
We're gonna get into
It's
my
supposed to be
favorite-
the meat with
we're
10
gonna-
minutes.
We're gonna get into the
yeah.
favorite time of the show.
Let's.
who I
You
love.
segued. Well, you segued well, right?
So we
went-
made a joke about Atlanta.
Well, no, hold on. You segued well with the guaranteed money.
Yes.
Because we're struggling here with guaranteed money. And why are we struggling with guaranteed money?
Because-
And now you can go to your Atlanta conversation.
So with Atlanta, Arthur Smith said Arthur Smith is getting, I don't want to say harassed, but
The quote is
bashed.
on the screen if you're not looking.
Yeah.
But
And I do have
Wheels
it in
is
front of me
going.
that-
Wheels is going to paraphrase this.
Yes, I'm going to pair. So Arthur Smith is getting kind of bashed by, I don't know, the media, fans, or whatever. I don't know.
What for being the one
Yeah.
owner to come out and,
say that's
and
right.
actually
Let
say
me
what
talk.
all 31 other owners are going to say?
Yes, he is saying what everybody else is saying behind closed doors, not to the media. I don't want Lamar Jackson because he's not there when it matters. He's missing 5-6 games a year, and that's what Arthur Smith came out and said, word for word. ESPN, it's right there. I mean, I don't know how much we can say it. We've been saying this for how long? I mean, if you're not there when it matters, you're not going to get the money. You either have to deal with you're not getting the guaranteed money, you're not getting a long-term deal. There's got to be some type of middle ground, and Lamar Jackson doesn't see that. You've been on the trade block since what, March 7th, and and I'm sure teams have known, but nobody has talked. Nobody's called you. You have no agent. You have nothing moving forward for yourself.
My mom says I play better.
My mom plays as I play.
So I got a quote from a buddy of mine. Ravens made this personal. I wouldn't be shocked if he sits and forces a trade. If it were me, I'd take less money to prove the point and make sure I could go elsewhere where I had a shot at the playoffs. Or I
that
sign
Brandon?
and play the injured game like Ben Simmons.
Is that Brandon?
Yes.
Brandon?
Hold on. A second,
I will
second
make a
quote. Second quote. Clearly collusion amongst the owners to stem the fully guaranteed contract and not continue to the president. And
show me
they
where
were
there's-
so incensed they paid him less they could, but you think he made it personal because he doesn't want to pay and leech 3%, at least 3%.
All right, I'm gonna
So
bash
well,
Brandon real quick. Hold on.
right.
So, Brandon, you're a moron. I'm just gonna come out and say that you talking out of your ass. There's no proof of collusion. There's no proof that the Ravens made it personal. Lamar bet on himself.
Well,
the Ravens.
hold on,
the
no.
Ravens did not make it personal.
No. I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
Let
No,
him take it.
no, take that back. I'm not going to let you say the Ravens didn't make it personal because
They offered him a $200 million fully guaranteed contract.
per se, we don't 100%. I got cut. That
Yep.
was weird. We got cut. There it is. That was weird. We're not going to let the Ravens. That's a per se. Okay, we don't know that
Per
for
se.
sure. So the
Per
only thing
se.
we know is what Lamar said is 4 for 133.
Yes.
It's the only thing we know. Okay, everything Rap said, there's no proof of what Rap said.
But the funny thing
Hold
is,
on.
Lamar's being really quiet.
Hold on.
Really
Lamar's not
quiet.
being quiet. Lamar keeps coming out and trying to save face. But
There's nothing to save. Sorry,
Well,
bud. You
I
played
think-
your
I
hand and
think
you lost.
he
Go
did.
back to the
One take at a
Ravens.
time.
but what I'm gonna say is before you say that the Ravens didn't make it personal, is they did because here's why they did, and it's
Lamar made it
Lamar's
personal.
fault. No, it's Lamar's fault they made it personal because Lamar doesn't have an agent. So Lamar walks into the meeting room, and I said this a couple weeks ago, and he goes, "Here's my terms. This is what I want."
5 years,
And
$50 million.
then the
fully
Ravens go,
guaranteed.
we don't want that, and here's the reasons why. And they explain his downfalls. So now he's like, "Whoa, I am better than that.
But he's
No. That's bullshit.
No,
You're
my
picking
mom
on
says
me.
I'm better than
You're
that.
picking on me.
Right.
Okay? And the problem is an agent would fill all of that.
You know what a rule that
He
the
would
NFL,
filter all of
the
that.
a rule the NFL needs to change is all players need to have an agent.
Well, so
No,
Because
that's
this-
not the rule they need to change. The
Well,
rule
well,
they
no,
need to
because look
change
at
is
Larry
that
Tunsil.
the
He-
rule
he
that they need to
negotiated his
change
contract.
is
But he
that
was smart.
all NFL players need to have an approved agent.
Yes.
If the NFL player wants to go get Ken Francis, who's not approved by the NFL,
If he wants
to
to get me.
negotiate his contract,
or Meek Mill now.
more power to it. Because I'll tell you right now, the guy that negotiates, who's not an NFLPA approval, doesn't know shit about the lingo that's going to be screwed over in the back end. Doesn't know the history of what happens in the NFL and the extensions and what could happen. But I'll tell you right now, to your point, right? The injuries, right?
Yeah.
And that's been your
You
point.
You missed the most important time of the year for your team. You're not hurting yourself. You're hurting your team as a whole because they're dependent on you. You're the quarterback.
So-
You're the face of your franchise.
Lamar came out, and I didn't see this tweet. Ryan brought up this tweet to me. Is that Lamar came out and said that people kept bringing up the playoffs, right? Like, why didn't you play in the playoffs? And Lamar said, I was only 90% healthy. Why would I play?
I don't care.
Hold on.
You're in the NFL making
If,
how much?
if you
I don't
are the
care
better
if you're.
quarterback to have the chance to
That's the
keep
Baker.
going through
That's the Baker argument, right?
keep
Stafford-
going through and keep advancing in the playoffs, then you should be busting your ass.
The Baker argument,
Hands
right? I'm better than Case Keenum. I'm going to stay on the field with a torn rotator cuff. That was the Baker argument.
Well, hold on.
Torn labrum.
I'm
torn labrum.
not saying
Sorry.
that it's Lamar's
Matthews.
call. That's the coaches.
No,
if the
no.
coaches,
Hold on.
I'm saying if the coaches feel that Lamar is a better quarterback than Tyler Huntley or
But
Anthony
if-
Anderson or
But
whoever
a
the
player
coach
has
is.
the option to stay out.
Right. To a
So
degree.
I to
But-
100%. I
Anthony
do not
Brown.
have to walk on the field.
Who's the one that makes the final call?
The coach.
The player.
The coach is the one.
No,
that
the
submits
coach can say, go play, you can go fuck off. Look at Antonio Brown. He said fuck off. You do not have to play. The player has the final say because nobody controls my body.
But then
Nobody.
but then that's on. Then look at all the public relations and the media.
Right.
Oh, hey, I
Hold
forced
on.
myself out,
Which
even
is,
though my coach. told me to
I
play.
don't disagree with you, but for you to say that the coach has the final call, no.
You are employed by that thing, by that organization.
Now
You
you're
are
gonna
told
get
to do a
people angry.
task.
You're gonna get
Johnny,
people angry.
this is the problem. What you're saying is wrong to the fullest. The coach has the final call to approve a player to walk on the field, yes.
But
the coach
player
cannot force a
decides,
player
the
to
player-
walk on the field.
The player decides if he's going to play or not.
In the Cleveland Browns instance, the coach had the ability to tell Baker to sit down.
And he might have.
In the Ravens instance, the coach can tell Lamar to play, but Lamar has the ability to sit out. So you're wrong in what you're saying.
When it comes
To a
to
point.
when it comes to injury, then at that point it should be the trainers. Hey, Harbaugh going to the athletic trainers. Hey, how is Lamar doing?
You're not
therapy?
listening to me. I don't care the penalty. I can sit on the bench if I want to.
No,
That's
I'm
my choice.
I'm not saying a penalty. I'm saying how's the hey, I'm Harbaugh. Hey, how are the and you're the trainer. How's Lamar doing? Is he progressing through his physical
90%.
therapy?
Hold on.
Good enough to play.
Let's role play this, okay? You're the Ravens front office.
Okay.
You're the trainer. I'm Lamar. Role play it.
All right.
Talk to him.
How do you want to role play it?
No, I'm Lamar. You're the trainer. You're the front office.
Well, the
Explain
front
your
office would
situation.
be asking. It would be Harbaugh.
Okay, you're Harbaugh.
Coaching is part of the front office.
All right.
Explain your situation.
Yeah, I would ask. Hey, how is Lamar progressing
He's-
through his MCL partial tear?
He's
it's
about
great to-
90% ready to
Okay.
play.
Do you think that he is able to play?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you coming to me now?
And you're Lamar, right?
Yeah,
All right. Hey, Lamar, how you feeling?
I'm okay.
Where would you grade yourself for, from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest?
I feel like I'm capable of playing, but I'm a little unsteady that I'm going to risk further injury.
Okay. Well, you're also being paid, so I would say, do you want us to make it to the Super Bowl? Because we really need you. I think we have a better shot than we do with the other quarterbacks
Huntley.
on the roster to keep advancing, and we really need you.
Do you want me for the future or do you just want me for today?
I want you for the future too.
Well, I don't know if I can play because this could be reconstructive surgery if I play and go blow it again.
Okay.
But this is the thing I have issues with.
Do you
Lamar.
understand my argument
Yeah,
here?
I understand that. But Lamar's had chances before this to sign contracts, and he didn't. So it all comes back, in my opinion, on Lamar because he's stubborn.
I don't disagree with that. I was arguing
And-
his
Right.
point that
I would
Lamar
agree
has
with
the
that.
final
Yeah,
say
but I'm
and
just,
Lamar
I'm just
doesn't.
swinging it back. So my issue is Lamar's and everybody and all the fans and Brandon, for example, they all want to put it on the NFL. They all want to put it on the Ravens. When are they going to have
When is Lamar held
Jackson going
accountable?
to take
Right.
responsibility?
Because, like,
I mean,
right
somebody
now,
needs to take
right now.
responsibility.
Because
Right
my
now.
work ethic and my mentality is, my boss asked me to do something at work. Granted, yes, I'm not injured, and he's asking me to do something. However, I go and I
that's
do
'cause
it.
all these guys
and my
are
boss asks me to do
It's a different
something,
story.
I do it.
It's a
If I
different story, Johnny.
mop up
Because
the
I'm gonna
floor, okay.
Johnny, I'm gonna tell you a situation. 100% different situation. 100% different story. And the reason I'm gonna tell you this situation is because you make shit for money. I make shit for money. He makes shit for money. Lamar's already made millions.
Right.
Okay. So Lamar can go. What's it gonna cost me to stay out of this game? 187,000.
They should be fined.
A lot more than that, but
My issue is
No, it's not.
I'm just
It's
tired
not.
of.
It's per game.
I'm just tired
No, it'd be a
of
lot
all
more
these
per game.
players.
No. He already played almost the entire season.
He missed, but even if you take out that playoffs, let's take out those playoffs in general. He still misses too much time for me to sign him as.
I don't disagree.
And why?
I'm not.
Why would you give up a first? Let's say they just wanted a first. Let's say Baltimore just wants a first. But the problem is now you have him on a 1-year deal.
Well, that's not the issue, right? Like, the issue is like.
Nobody's going to give up a first and sign
No,
him
the
to a
issue is
5-year.
it's 2 firsts. You have to give up two firsts. You have
Oh,
to
yeah,
give
that's
up
right.
2 firsts.
Yeah. I'm not
Because
giving up 2
he's
years
on a
of my
non-exclusive. You have to give up 2
You
firsts.
can go punt salt, Lamar. Have fun with the Ravens. I hope you sit out, and I hope you never play it down in the NFL because you don't
Well,
deserve it. You're a
it's so-
stubborn asshole.
You know
who
what's
wants to
funny?
blame everybody else but yourself. It's time to man up.
You know
think
what's-
you're so good? Show it. I'm so tired of everybody
Hold on, take
defending
a step back.
Lamar.
Take a step back.
He's such a bum.
Take a step back. I don't think very few people I think are defending Lamar right now because Lamar said that he was 90% that he didn't play, and
Then play.
my argument is 90% Lamar better than Tyler Huntley.
Yes, 100%.
And I would say almost all the fans out there would say yes, right? So if 90% Lamar is better than Tyler Huntley, but 50% Baker is better than Case Keenum, and
No.
80% Josh Allen is better than who just got signed.
Case Keenum.
No, it wasn't Case Keenum
Yeah,
last year. Was
yeah,
it
it was
Case?
Keenum.
Oh, if 80%
Yeah,
Josh
he is.
Allen is better than Case Keenum.
80% Josh Allen is better than Case
So
Keenum.
your
I'm
argument,
sorry.
so your argument with the Browns would be Jacoby and Deshaun.
No. There's a different. That's a different situation because
But he's going back to when Baker was injured with the shoulder.
I'm going
That's-
based
that's
on
the
injury.
reference.
Deshaun was
2
never
years ago.
injured.
Gotcha.
So I'm going based on labrum. I'm going based on elbow. I'm going based on these injuries.
So-
So my argument
Pre-existing.
here is that Lamar is hands down better than Tyler Huntley in that situation.
I would say even at 75%.
I would say 75 would be my weird cutoff, right?
80. We'll call it 80.
I think 80 and up, I think Lamar should play.
Right.
But the thing is, it's a team game. You get paid by your
Everybody's
performance.
playing injured.
Let's say they
everybody.
made-
It's
let's
week
say-
18.
Well, especially with
Let's say-
the team that has the worst facility in the NFL,
But
graded by
let's say-
NFL.
Let's say Baltimore makes
Worst
it to the
trainer.
Let's say they made it to the Super Bowl, but they lost. You don't think they're like, hey, maybe we'll listen more to his contract talks. We got to the Super Bowl, we lost, but we were there.
They fired him, guys.
No.
Just like
Maybe they would sit there and be like, okay, you know what, we'll give him a little bit more than what we think he's worth just because we made it to the Super Bowl. You don't think that would have happened?
Here's the thing.
Honestly, like you
Here's
don't
the
think
thing.
that would have swayed the NFL, that team
I have,
just a little
I
bit?
have 2 arguments a little bit, right? Right? Because you said if Lamar plays, he gets a contract. I don't disagree. If Lamar plays, he gets a contract 100%. To think that the Ravens didn't offer Lamar 4 for 200 is mind-blowing because what did they offer Roquan? 5 for 100. And he was only there for 8 games.
Yeah.
I guarantee the Ravens
He wants-
offered
he wants
4
a-
for
he
100,
wants a
for
5-year
4 for
deal.
200. He wants no. I think Lamar wants somewhere around a 6 to 7 year deal, and I think he wants it guaranteed around $300 million.
That's not going
And
to happen.
I think the issue with Lamar is he doesn't understand who Lamar is. You are a running quarterback, and by the time you hit the middle part of your contract, you will be 30. Running quarterbacks outside of Michael Vick.
Michael Vick went to jail, so that's the only reason.
Doesn't matter. Outside of Michael Vick, not many people make it beyond 32.
Look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson peeled back as a running quarterback. He's mainly sits in the pocket.
Well,
You don't
Russell,
think Kyler Murray?
that's different. Russell was a play extender, a
Let's just
scrambler.
use
Russell
Kyler
wasn't
Murray.
run first. Russell wasn't run first.
When Kyler came back there last year after his
Kyler
injury
should have
this
never
year-
got paid.
No.
We all here
Russell,
agree with that.
RG3.
RG3 out before a contract, you bitch.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
No, that's not RG3.
I'm just
sorry.
saying all three.
I know he's not watching this, but if he ever sees this, he's a bitch and he needs to shut up and talk
I'm just
about
saying that those are all
his family shit and nothing else.
Justin Fields, all run first quarterbacks.
Josh Allen. I would put Josh Allen in run first. Dude, he runs. They don't have a running game.
Josh
They
Allen
use
made
him.
his contract before he got injured.
Oh, speaking of,
Kyler got his contract
collusion.
before he got injured.
Collusion.
Sean McDermott also said that Josh Allen can't keep playing the way that he's playing.
I've been
Cam
saying
Newton said Cam
No,
Newton.
I'm just saying that McDermott said,
Cam Newton
said
couldn't
that yesterday.
keep playing the way he's playing. He said it. You just can't go in there and powerhouse 280-pound guys who run a 4.6.
DNs,
They all run a 4.6. They're all semi.
Their job is to not kill you. Their job is to stop you. That's their
They
job.
used to kill.
Ray Lewis, your job is to kill you.
They used to kill.
I'm tired of it's poor Lamar. No, it's not. It's not poor Lamar. The dude's made millions.
Hey
and
guys,
It's time for him to take responsibility, and I think that's a perfect way to end the show.
I think so
because
too. I think this is a great way to end the show today. This is a lot of debate, a lot of conversation. I think this is going to be continuous here on Wednesdays. We are going to update you guys on the league, and we're going to continue going through what's been going on
The
in
hot
NFL
topics.
free agencies, NFL hot. I like that.
Yeah.
Hot Topic Wednesday.
Hot topics, hot takes.
Hot
and,
Topic Wednesday, essentially. But we will have some debates, and I really
not trademarked by the store, the clothing company.
Hot Topic who? I will say that I really want you guys to come out on Twitter and please DM us, DM the Deep Threats, and reach out to us, because if there are conversations you guys want to know, dude, we will sit here and do all the research.
We do have a Discord up now too that I will get into the description.
We'll
as
get the
well.
links in the description for Discord, because we are going to communicate with that. But I want you guys to understand that, like, the more you guys ask us, the more we will find out for you. I don't care if I got to start making phone calls and reach out to these insiders. I will I will do my best to push buttons to figure out what I need to do to find the information.
the whole point of the show.
But I will. Yeah, I need more people. I need more people to like, subscribe. Please share the show. If you guys like this side of the show better than the informative side of the show, we can do this all day.
Yeah, let us
we
know.
can still stay up on the information. And if you guys have questions about DNs, D line, cornerbacks, wide receivers, quarterbacks, we're up on that information. And actually, I think in the next 2-3 months, we're probably going to be a couple of years ahead, because I think a lot of us are starting to look at next year's guys, and we're getting on top of that. So
You're a lot faster.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
started late. But we're now getting an early start for the future years.
This
so
Sunday will be DNs or edges. Edges, not DNs. We morphed. Or the
Outside
it's-
linebacker.
it's
outside
all-
linebacker DNs are more morphed now, so it's more of an edge position, and we'll have our top 25 this Sunday.
Yep.
So a lot of people love that. There's a lot of guys, a lot of value in that. I think.
And I'll try to keep the high energy,
Yeah.
because I think this is a big thing
Yeah.
that's kind of missing.
We get kind of low.
We lost Bo. Bo is not here, so that's an unfortunate.
Yes.
I would love to see him come back on the show here and then and pop his face in, because I miss his energy. But it's one of those things where, like, I know he's got a lot going on at the house, and there's a lot going on in life. So we do what we can. We started this as friends, and that's what we want to continue this as
Exactly.
friends and high energy, good conversation. So please, if you guys want to be out there and input a little bit more for us, we would love that. Johnny, give me your takeaways for today.
Good show, like he said. If we want to pivot to doing more debates and and arguments or just discussions like this on the shows, let us know.
Yeah, and you have to let us know.
Right.
Like, if we don't know, we can't bring it for
Exactly.
No.
And then we could always focus on Twitter being more of the information in the news, and
Polls
just
and
follow
That's-
our social medias that way.
you. That's a great point,
So-
Johnny. We don't even need to do these top 10s. We could do the
Right.
rankings on the side.
And then we could do arguments with like our top 5 running backs
Yep.
of all time, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
and then you can see people potentially throw out drinks and throw fists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let us know if you guys want us to get a call box so you guys can call in and debate with us. That's another thing we've been talking about too to do. So
Yeah. Keep us posted.
Exactly.
Give me your takeaways for today, Wheel.
time to man up, Lamar. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man up. All right. And that's that. You know what? That's my takeaway. Go for it. You're in the NFL. grow the fuck up and be a man. Sorry, guys.
You know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yep. Even those concussions, deal with it and move on. All right, guys. That being said, I will see you guys Sunday
8 a.m.
at 8 a.m. And bring a water bottle and some breakfast because it's going to be a long one.
Yes, it is.
I'll see you guys. Take it easy.
Later.